What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? What's good? It's Big Game James here, Silver and Blue Nation. You know what? I said I was bringing them on. I said I was bringing them on. I said we ain't talked since daggone before the beginning of the season. So I said, you know what? I've been checking them tweets. I be listening to your tweets. I be feeling your tweets. I be feeling your tweets. I said, dog, Cowboys Joe gonna have to come back on here and we're gonna have to talk some football, dog, especially with this Patriots matchup. What's up with you, dog? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? Let's talk about these Cowboys.
Yeah, man, we're going to jump right into it. Let me give a few shout-outs to everybody that's jumping in. What's good? Stephen Arthur, Thurston Howell the third, your mom's best friend, you know, MJ, yo, John's house. What's good? Tariq Salim, Stevie Mac 23, Texas T346, Ryan Humford. You know how we do, Ryan. You know how you be out there sharing. Get out there and share it in all these groups and all that so y'all tell your moms, your sister, your cousin, all them. Get in here so we can talk some Cowboys football because it's about that time. And we got the huge matchup, dog, that's going down. Well, everybody's been talking about it. You know, it ain't hyped up since like 2007 when they had Brady and Moss and we had T.O. and Romo. But it's still hyped up nonetheless. So, here we go. Your first quick thoughts about this quick matchup.
Man, I talked about this here just recently. The Cowboys have a big opportunity in front of them to change the narrative. Can they beat a good team? No, they haven't. And the season has proved that's just a fact. That's what they are.
Right.
Now they have this in front of them to change that. Because you got to get that momentum. You got to hit your stride right now, and it's now or never, and you got to do it now.
Yeah, you definitely got to do it now. And just like you said, I'm tired of hearing the people talking about it. I'm tired of hearing the naysayers, the haters, the people who hate Dallas. Oh, yeah, but you ain't beat nobody. And what can I say? And that's when I get so damn mad because what can I say against it? We had the opportunity to beat the Packers. We had the opportunity to beat the Vikings. We had the opportunity to beat the Saints, and we should have never lost that damn Jets game. So you get what I'm saying? Too many times it seems like we continue to get in our own way. Yes, the competition we have faced, yes, it's okay, but we have the talent to beat every one of those teams, but it seems like we always seem to get in our way at the most inopportune times, and we always snatch the jaws of victory, and this give us defeat. Now, I'm told everybody, dog, that we going to go in there and we going to beat them. I just been having this feeling for 2 weeks, but now I'm getting a little nervous. Now I got LVE out. You feel me? Joe Thomas, you sick? Anthony Brown, although Anthony Brown ain't tripping off you because I said Jordan Lewis should have been ahead of you, but still, that's depth. You get what I'm saying? What's your thoughts about this? What do you think about this defense now that you got LVE out? You got Joe Thomas who's sick, who probably going to play. I guess he's getting like flu-like symptoms, but he hasn't practiced all week. You know what I'm saying? He's questionable. You got Anthony Brown out. What do you think about this defense right now?
The defense is definitely a little bit shorthanded. LVE, we don't know if he's going to come back. We don't know what's going on there. It doesn't sound good. Joe Thomas has filled in pretty good. But, supposedly there's a flu virus, making its rounds. So, I just don't want it to be a crutch. I don't want it to be an excuse like, oh, well, we lost. But then again, everybody had the flu, this and that. Like, I'm tired of the excuses with this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
let's get after these guys.
I mean, I got no excuses on my daggone page. I got it on my cover page. No excuses, no more of that. But I mean, but it is going to be a hindrance. I mean, let's say you got a Joe Thomas is not 100%. Do you see the rookie Luke Gifford getting some snacks? Everybody's been talking about him, but this is a rookie, and this is against the New England Patriots. You know what I mean? And the weather conditions may not be the greatest. What are your confidence in like Sean Lee coming in and possibly with a rookie Luke Gifford playing?
His number might get called. It's just a numbers game. And at some point you got to start the guy. I mean, he had an outstanding preseason. He has a knack for the ball, can get turnovers. It looks promising, but to start him in this game, it's probably not in the coach's preference. These guys are very, loyal or stubborn. I don't know what you want to call it, but they like to start starters or vets. Definitely over rookies.
So I'm saying, do you think? What do you think about Sean Lee? Because I mean, personally, yeah, I've been one of the advocates of Sean Lee. I'm sorry, I have been one of the advocates saying, man, it's time to go. Him and Witten, I've been saying it's just time to go. But I also realize you got him for good depth, and he's a veteran. He's a good depth. Yes, you played good in the Giants game, but then you came back and you played in that Viking game. You wasn't so good in that Vikings game. I'm want to know what kind of Sean Lee you think we're going to see in this game?
It's like a microcosm of this team. You're good. You do some good things in one game. The next game, you don't show up. You disappear. This is what the Cowboys are. Not, and is Sean Lee that too? I don't know. I mean, he is up in age. He has shown flashes of the old general, but like you said, that Vikings game, not so much. So,
Mm-hmm.
if LV is going to be out for a while, he needs to really step up, and we're gonna have to lean on him. And Jalen Smith as well is gonna have to pick up a little bit more slack than usual. But it's going to be a challenge for these linebackers for sure, no doubt.
What do you think about Jalen Smith this year? What do you think about his linebacker play this year?
I think he's been good. I think he's been real good. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of the discussion has kind of been, that he's taking a step back or isn't doing good or hasn't lived up to contract. I've seen a player out there, playing with that C. He's leading that defense as good as he can, but he can only do so much. Some of these other guys aren't getting it done. But I see him, sideline to sideline, popping people, and he's not perfect, but he
Mm-hmm.
gets it done. He's one of our better players on this whole team.
Mm-hmm. I had been talking about that Minnesota game that he didn't play the greatest in my opinion. But you know what? I was also saying that I felt also, I don't know if you saw my tweet, I said out there, has LVE taken a step back this year, and I said this at the end of his rookie year. I said, as much as we love LVE, he is still going to have to come back next year. You can't live off of the rookie laurels. You can't live off of what happened last year. And I'm not saying he did, but
Yeah.
it hasn't looked like, even before his injury, that this was the same LVE that we saw his rookie year. Do you think before he even had the injury, had he taken a step back as far as his play on the field?
I honestly I suspect that this has been something that has lingered from last season,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of just it looks like it's getting worse. Like he did miss some time. He had the mysterious issue where they held him out. They said it was what was it, a pelvic thing?
Right, right.
What was that? What
I,
even was that? Was it that or was it the neck? And they just said we're going to say it's your pelvic area. I
cause,
mean, you
yeah,
don't
cause
know.
cause you know how the Cowboys are.
Exactly. You know what I mean. So with this thing with the neck, and then even going back to Boise State, he had some durability issues. That's
Mm-hmm.
well documented.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Mayock even called it out, and some teams supposedly had him off the board altogether. So
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys took a risk with him. He looked really good his rookie year. I almost feel like he's playing to guard against further injuring himself. Like he's not like
Yeah.
hitting the holes. He's not, he's missing tackles. That's not Leighton Vander Esch. He will get you and stop you right where you're at. We haven't seen that this year so much.
And you know what? That's really good that you bring that up, especially when you're talking about, what could he been they been downplaying that injury and hiding it because it's the neck. And we all know before he got drafted, everybody was talking about the neck. That's one of the concerns I was talking about even when they drafted him was that neck injury. He had it when he was in college, he had issues, and it's a neck. You're playing linebacker. That's
Yeah,
one of the worst things you want to feel like you have to have as an injury because you're hitting that joker all the time. And so it's funny how you say that is because when you've seen him in the games, it seems like he's diving at the players and he's kind of like trying to tackle from the side. And he's not trying to hit them on impact like he was just playing with the reckless abandon his rookie year. It's almost
right.
just like you said. He's almost like trying to tackle sideways so he can protect his head. And now you just seen him come back in the Eagles game, and then mysteriously now he's having soreness again. Do you think this is going to be a concern? And they said, I posted a tweet. They said, we don't think this is career threatening. But when you mention we don't think this is career threatening, I'm
Yeah,
thinking it's career threatening.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, if they were to say that about, I don't know, Amari Cooper with the foot, this is not career threatening with the foot. It rings bells, alarms. You're like, what the hell? Why do you have to go out and say
Yeah, why would you
career?
say
Why?
career threatening?
Right, right, right. So it's almost like I don't know if it was a subliminal or a Freudian slip that that is on their mind, that this is something that could be career. Uh, but it's not. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, man. I'm a little nervous about that. When I said we don't think it's career threatening, anytime you say anything like that, I think it's career threatening because you just don't come out the blue and say that kind of a statement. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You think, okay, yeah,
exactly.
he's a little hurt, well, and he's going to rest. And all of a sudden, the next sentence is, we don't think it's career threatening, though. What? Yeah,
What in the world?
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Now we're gonna have to go in the draft again and get
Oh
somebody
man.
else. I just worry about that. So prayers up for LVE because I mean he's a
Yeah,
beast and you know what? I mean it's we can say you're playing scared, but if you got a neck injury, how can as a football player, you play the game I play. As a football player, you're gonna have that in your brain, and that's gonna be something hard to overcome, especially when you're playing that position. So definitely shout outs and
absolutely.
hopefully he gets better. So now let's talk about this defensive line. Okay, the Patriots, we know what they are as far as what they do on the offensive side of the ball. They love to screen you to death, but they'll mix it up series to series. They kind of see how your defense is going, and they'll kind of morph their offense to how your defense is going. Now, Muhammad, I think Sanu is out the game for the Patriots, which is going to be big. But we also know that we've been having problems with the screen game. I'm jumping on our defense. We'll jump on our offense, but we definitely have been susceptible to the screen game. Teams have been eating us alive on that screen game. Then you have our linebackers that are hurt. What do you think the Patriots? How are we gonna really match up? Do you see our defense? What do you think with Chris Richard or Ron Marinelli? Are they gonna stay in that same type of defense where we're just sitting in a coverage, trying to zone it and trying to keep everything in front of them and just let them chunk us down the field? Do you think they'll take some chances with some blitzes? Since Brady is a statue out there, what do you think we're gonna do since we're a little short-handed? What do you think is kind of the mindset of what Marinelli and Richard are gonna do?
Yeah, they're gonna have to throw some blitzes at him. They can't. You cannot leave Brady comfortable in the pocket. He'll pick you apart. He's one of the best in the game. He'll hit those soft spots in the zone coverage. He'll tear you up with that. The zones, the screens. I mean, he's got a whole array of talent. He can throw it deep, short, on the outs, tight ends, everybody. I mean, it's all hands on deck for the defense. And if they're a little bit beat up, which we are, it's going to be a tall order. And then we're also playing at Gillette Stadium. It's another factor with the crowd noise disrupting the play calls and that kind of thing. So it's going to be tough. It'll be very tough.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I'm not really tripping off the run game. I know they got Sonny Michelle, they got Rex Burkhead, but I mean, Sonny Michelle probably only, and they got the what's the James kid? He's the one that's really the one that kills him in
Yeah.
the screen game. I mean, I was thinking in my head, look, we need to see some blitzes, and what do you think about having a Jordan Lewis trailing like a Julian Edelman all game, or do you think they should get his code of court in the matchups or the side door? Would you put like a Jordan Lewis and say, hey, we're putting you on Edelman, this is your guy, shut him down, and let's the rest of the guys do what we need to do?
Absolutely. That's exactly what I would do. And Jordan Lewis, what is the stubbornness with this staff? Like,
Man,
they
I
had
don't,
Anthony
dog.
Brown out there. I saw him out there. I was like, what the hell is he doing out there? This staff just makes me, want to pull my hair out. But Jordan Lewis, definitely, I would have him shadowing this guy. He's done it before with, a lot of these players. Whether it's Kamara or whoever, he's good at what he does, and he's feisty. He'll go and knock the ball out. And I think he can go toe to toe with Edelman. Edelman's kind of a little feisty, cheap shot artist
Yeah,
kind
he
of
is.
guy, and
Yeah, he is.
I think you got to match that. You got to match that fire, and I think Jordan Lewis is a perfect cover guy for it.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that matchup. Personally, I think they should go ahead and just mirror him because, like you said, Edelman is that, like you said, little sneaky, little dirty guy, little
Yeah.
hit you in the ribs, little, you know what I mean, running
Mhm.
your mouth. But Jordan Lewis loves that. You seen when we went up against the Lions, and Danny Amendola, how he was on his Twitter saying Amendola talking, excuse me, talking to him. Jordan Lewis to me is the perfect person because he ain't gonna back down and he's gonna give it to him every step of the way, and that's gonna be going all day. So I would personally want to see that and still let Byron Jones and hopefully Cheeto see what he can do. Hasn't played terrible, but I mean, what do you think is going on with Cheeto right now? And a matter of fact, on right now with our secondary. Okay.
Yeah.
Just give me your thoughts of our secondary as a whole besides Jordan Lewis. What do you think about our secondary and our chances? Do we put a Jeff Heath back in, or do you see Darian Thompson played uneven? Do you put a Jeff Heath back in, or you keep a Darian Thompson?
I probably stick with Darian Thompson. For me, I think he's a little bit more physical than Heath. He just seems like he is to me. I mean, um, Heath does have a knack for the ball. He seems to be in the right place at the right time, but we haven't seen that much of that this season. So there needs to be a changing of the guard at safety at some point. The Cowboys keep doing cheap stuff with it. It's not paying off, and it's just something that we're gonna have to address later. But as far as the secondary, Byron Jones, I think, is still your ace. We don't hear a lot about him, and I think that's good. He's, for the most part, he's blanketing your guy. But they don't make him, follow the other guy's players. So they leave him over there. But Awuzie, I think he's not having that good of a season. If we're being honest, he's getting beat, getting penalties. Just hasn't been the player that we saw last year. Last year he played a lot better. He looked a lot. He didn't have a sophomore slump last year. Now it looks like it's a delayed sophomore slump, a junior slump, I guess you could say. But we'll see what happens there with those guys.
Yeah, my thing on this defense is this. Let's come with some blitzes possibly, but let's be timely with them. I don't think we should go crazy because I'm worried about Brady. But like I was listening to Ryan Humford in here. Hold on before I say anything. Hey ho! I got Stalio's 300 Cowboys with the $15 holla donation. We love it. And I tell you, when anybody donates, don't make them feel like they're alone. Donate. Donation. You can donate too. Jump on in there and don't make them feel. And I appreciate you, Stelio's 300, because I think you just became a subscriber. So they got a question, and I'm going to jump it out to you. It says, if the Cowboys get out front on the Patriots and stay ahead, it's a wrap. Now, I'm going to say I don't know because I know how the Cowboys are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know how our Cowboys are. We'll get excited. We'll jump out 10-0, 14-0, and then we just do dumb things and let the team back in it. But my key to a victory, we have here's my quick keys to the victory, Cowboy Joe. This is what we got to do, in my opinion. Okay, if we talking about on the defensive end, let's send some timely blitzes. But if we can, let's disguise them. Let's send some of those corner blitzes. Send a Jordan Lewis, disguise the blitz, come off the edge, hit Brady off that edge. On the defensive end, we must tackle. It has to be a game where the Saints game of 2018, where they were tackling everything. They were hitting everybody on the first one. When they get a screen pass, we have to make that first tackle, dog. If we do not make that first tackle, that's the problem. That's what's been killing us on this screen game. We're missing the first tackle. The guys are getting up in the secondary, and then you're getting to the second level, and you're getting 15, 16 chunk yard games. So we have to be disciplined, because that's the reason why the Patriots are so good. It's not that they have all the crazy talent. I don't think they got good talent, but they are super disciplined in what they do. And when you are not, they make you pay for your mistakes. So the Cowboys have to tackle more than anything else. And we have to see this front four, and I'm going to ask you about this. We got to see Malik Collins. You got to have a good game, Malik. You got to tackle. You got to make a difference in the run game. You're great in the pass rushing game, Malik, but I need to see you in that daggone run game. And then Michael Bennett, we brought you over. You know a little bit about the Patriots. And then DeMarcus Lawrence and Robert Quinn. That front four has got to make it happen. That front seven is going to be the key, but that front four, in my opinion, has to have a monster game for us to win this game.
No, those are great hits right there. Well said. I mean, that's what they got to do. They got to put the pressure on Brady. If you let him sit back there and let you pick him apart, it's over. It's over. You got to make him throw some errant passes. But he's just a very, very smart, experienced quarterback. He's gonna be tough to beat. But if you can get to him, sack him, at least hit him. You got to hit him.
Yeah, man. He
He can't be
42,
comfortable.
dog. Do you see when he run look like his back hurt? Like his back and leg
Yeah.
hurt. He don't even want he'd be sliding in the ground like he don't even be wanting to throw it in the air, just throw it deep because he don't want to get hit. Hit that old man, dog. Get after him.
Yeah.
Watch now. Here's the thing, Cowboys defense. When you're hitting him, don't put no hands near his helmet. Don't touch near his helmet. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you do, we get 15 yards. Please stay away from his helmet, Cowboys defense. But we got to get after him. We got to pressure him. We got to send different things. We got to change it up. The thing that I was listening to Brian Broaddus, he was talking about the biggest thing that the reason why New England Patriots are so good is because they change up series to series. And I think that's a game where the Cowboys, too many times we're stubborn and we're going to stay in this alignment or we're going to stay in this defense the whole damn game until the end of the third quarter. Then we're going to switch up and start getting aggressive, playing press defense, getting after you, and then you seeing us like, why in the hell did we wait this long? You could have been doing it all game.
It's so that's what these guys do, man. It's so frustrating, man. You already know. It's like, why? Why do they wait to the second half
Play
to
some
do
press
these things?
coverage. It's okay. Play press coverage. It's okay. Get physical at the line. We got the front. We got the front to do it. If we could play some press. I don't understand this. Like when it's at first, second down, I see them in cover. They drop these little dump passes off, and they kill us, Cowboys, Joe. They kill us. But then we play this press coverage. You got this front forward, DeMarcus Lawrence, Robert Quinn. Now you got Michael Bennett. Why aren't you pressing if these guys are in the third down or second down, pressing these guys so these guys can get to them? They can't get the ball. If they hold that ball the second quick longer, DeMarcus Lawrence is right there. You know what I'm saying? Robert Quinn's right there.
Yeah.
Put some press coverage on these guys. Press them. Don't be afraid. That's my thing for the Cowboys defense. If y'all hear anything that I got to say, which you probably don't, but I'm going to say hold up and listen to me. Play physical. Pressure these dudes and get after them. It's okay to press them. It's okay to get after these dudes. Don't play that scary defense where like, no, we don't want them to kill us deep. So what? No. Get after them.
Yeah, they got to get after them. They got to show some killer instinct, and that's the thing about Garrett. That killer instinct needs to come from your coach too, and it'll trickle down, like I said. And,
yeah, man.
And Garrett just doesn't. He just doesn't have that. He's just, once in a while we get really excited when he goes for it on a fourth down, and that's like once every 8 games he'll do that. Like it's rare that he'll do it. Put the pressure on these guys.
Put the pressure on them right now. And guess what? I got some more. I got some more dollar hollers, Chish Chas, with the $1 holler. What's up with you, Chish Chas? You donated last time, so I appreciate you. Then I got my man Teresa Lee with the $5 holler. I appreciate you, $5 holler. Thank you. I love the hollers, and we got to keep it going. But he got the quick thing. This offense cannot be bland. Yes. Can't start slow. Yes, and we got to punch the Patriots in the mouth off the rip. That's what's got. I mean, if you listen to a lot of the Cowboys media, if you listen to a lot of Cowboys fans, that's what it is. You got to go in there. You can't go in there stubborn and pig-headed and saying we're going to just run the ball up the middle or we're just going to run the ball on. Switch it up. These dudes, these are reason why they win all these daggone games, even though they play in that sucky division. There's a reason why they win all these games. There's a reason why they have these win streak up in Foxborough. There's a reason why. Them guys can out-coach you if you don't bring your A game. So, guys, coaching staff, come with your A game, and like you said, it will trickle down to the players. And when they see that confidence in you, they feed off of it, and they will play off of it and play better. What do you think about that, dog?
That's what has to happen, and why does it have to wait till this week? It's just another thing, man. It's just the Garrett staff, the Garrett era, whatever you want to call it. It's just the same old, same old. I do not want to come out of this game with low energy.
Yes.
I don't want to come out of here with, the slow start, the easy give up touchdown on defense. I don't want to see none of that. If I see that, you already know how it's going to end.
Yeah.
You can tell, with this Cowboys team, honestly, how it's going to end just by how they come out. Is there energy there? Are they just coming out here, God, it's so frustrating.
Man,
let's go,
dog. I mean, and you know what the sad part is? That we love our Cowboys so much that we know them so well. We know if they don't come out with that energy, we're all thinking to ourselves, "Oh my gosh, here it goes." Here it goes. Like, we know our team, and we know Garrett so well. So that's why you got to get out of that, break that mold, dog. And like you said, it shouldn't have to be this game to happen. Cowboys fans are ready. And I have said it before, and let me give another shout-out to Stelios 300 Cowboys for another $5 holla. Woo-woo! I love it. I told you, don't make them feel like they alone. Don't make them feel like alone. Donation. Keep it coming. We love it because you make the nation great when you do it. And let me say, if they can get up like 15-21, front seven needs to seal the run, pass, and tackle, make Brady run, and that would definitely got to make them Brady run. But the main thing is, we got to get ahead, but I'm not even saying we get ahead. It just can't be a slow, sluggish start like you said. We know this team. If we see this team sluggish, they'll sound the alarm that this is not going to be the game. If we see those guys pads popping, if we see those that we can always tell, Cowboy Joe, you know when you see that front line, when they're blocking you, like, okay, this might be a game right here. Ezekiel Elliott's hitting that hole, and we're about to jump to the offensive side right now. What's up with this offensive line? What's up with Ezekiel Elliott? I'm not saying Ezekiel Elliott's even playing bad. People have got on me like, oh, you dogging Ezekiel Elliott, blah, blah, blah. I'm not dogging him. I'm just saying this doesn't seem like it's 2016 Ezekiel Elliott. What do you think about – we got the number one offense, right? Dak is killing it. What do you think about this offensive line, though, right now?
I think they're good. They're not excellent, and I hate that some of the media says that they're elite. They're not elite. They're not elite, okay, but the media guys, elite this, elite that. They're not elite. They're not elite. They're good. They could be a lot better. They're getting kind of beat up. Tyron's kind of beat up. All these guys seem like they have something, a back or a knee or something's going on with these guys. So. But, they're holding up. Lyle Collins, one of the tougher guys on that line, So, yeah.
So what do you? So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you? We've been doing great in pass protection. I think Dallas Cowboys only giving up 14 sacks, so they've been all world as far as pass protection. But when I hear offensive linemen, I've heard offensive linemen said they rather run block than pass block. They said pass blocking just really stresses them. So they said they rather run block. So it's kind of weird when we see how they are great in the pass game, and they have this. They could be the dominant run game. Is it the scheme? Is it injuries? Is it Ezekiel Elliott not doing, why are we having these games where now you see Ezekiel Elliott 16 carries, 48 yards, 20 carries, 50 yards? Is it what do you think is really going on with that? Is it a combination of everything, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's something that we'll probably really have to break down at the end of the year, but something definitely is going on there. I think injury is part of it. Connor Williams, Xavier Su'a-Filo. There's a reason why.
What do you think about before I say anything? What do you think about Xavier? Because there's a lot of people seem to think that. What do you think who do you think is the better player between them two? Because some people think that it's Xavier Su'a-Filo. I don't think it is. They think he's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. They think he's like when he comes in, Dallas miraculously plays better. What do you think about him?
No, you have the people that like to throw out, specific cherry picking stats and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I think with Xavier. He's not very good. I prefer Connor Williams. He's a lot more athletic. He can pull better than Xavier can for sure. So if you want to do more pulls, pull your guard and that kind of thing, I think that's where the Cowboys excel when they're able to use their athletic guards. With him in there, I don't see them doing it that well. He's just too slow. His feet aren't that good. He's okay, but man, ever since Leary left, it seems like we've been having issues.
Don't mention, that's a bad word. Don't mention Ron Leary to me. I'll cry right now again if you mention. No, people don't understand how good Ron Leary was. Like, for us,
right.
like people don't understand how good he was. And to me, if it wasn't that situation where the Cowboys were trying to come at Ron Leary like, oh, you trying to want more money? We're just gonna put La'el Collins there. If they wouldn't have just did that stuff and just left it alone and just kind of made it where he could have played tackle right then and kept Ron Leary, dog, we would have been nasty. We would have been nasty with Ron Leary, and then you could have kept moved the La'el at tackle then, and then pushed out Doug Free. We would have been nasty then if they wouldn't have tried to make that force that issue right there.
Exactly, man. It's just that I'm the same as you, man. I wish we still had him, but we don't. But I like Connor better. Can they get better? Too. Is he upgradable? I mean, we don't know. McGovern, he's been hurt. I mean, our team is what they are, but you're already going to have to start looking for somebody. Like how much longer does Tyron have? Frederick. They got it. The window closes real quick on these teams, and the Cowboys just keep wasting talent. They got to get with it.
Yeah, and they always have to continue to draft offensive linemen. They can't think just because they have put all this daggone money in this offensive lineman that they're set and they don't touch that offensive line, because that's what's going to hurt them later on. You remember how we had that offensive line and they built that offensive line, then all of a sudden they aged and they didn't replenish it, and that's where the downfall came. They better not get into that mode where they just feel they're so safe with that offensive line and don't continue to draft those guys. I know they got McGovern, but they still need to keep on replenishing, because if not, they're going to pay later on down the line. Like you said, you see how injuries are already depleting them. Tyron Smith, as much as I love him, dog, I mean, come on, he's an older 28. He an old 28. He a beast, but he's an old 28. That's just what it is. And them injuries, when you have back injuries as an offensive lineman, that's the worst.
Absolutely. So
for real.
Yes, man, this Cowboys got to get it. They got to get with it.
Got to get with it. Got to get it with it. Hey, I got a couple more $2 hollers from Stelios Cowboy. True Biz, I appreciate you. The No Nation's rolling in. I think you my lucky charm today, Cowboys Joe. You my lucky charm today, and I'm glad to hit you up when we talking Cowboys football, because he is bringing in the money to the nation, and I appreciate y'all. And like my guy Tariq Salim says it one more time, yes, and we're going to talk about this. Give Tony Pollard the football. Ezekiel Elliott plays better when Tony Pollard's getting some good snaps. Check the film on that one. I don't need to check it, because I'm going to agree with you 1,003,200% that Tony Pollard need to be in this daggone game. Now, he done already brought it up, and that's been the elephant in the room, if that's what you want to call it. And I'm also bring up Blake Jarwin. That needs to doggone it. If Blake Jarwin don't start getting that daggone ball, I'm about to throw this TV out the window. But come on, man. We already seen Cowboys, Joe. We seen it when Tony Pollard comes in, how much better Ezekiel Elliott is. Like, we know, Ezekiel, you still a dog, but come on, man. When a Tony Pollard is in there around him, it seems like, I don't know if it's like, let me play better because Tony Pollard might be getting some snaps. I don't know what the hell goes on in that brain, but what I do know is Tony Pollard is electric. He is a playmaker, and he is a different type of player, and he needs to get snaps, and they need to incorporate him. And I said, this is a game, and I want to ask you what you think. This is the game where he could just really blow the hell up.
Yeah, it really is. He could have a signature game here, if the Cowboys will allow it. So that's the big deal.
Why are the Cowboys playing him, man? Tell me.
I really do suspect. Okay, supposedly it's all Kellen Moore. Jason Garrett says it's Kellen Moore's play calls or whatever. But I suspect that Kellen Moore makes the call, and Garrett, yes or no. Okay, go ahead and run that play. I feel like there's still that governor that's kind of holding some of these plays back, and I see some Garrett fingerprint. Romo even called it out in one of the games there that he still sees some of Garrett's footprints all over this thing. So I believe that, Romo has a very keen eye for these kinds of things. But I hate when they utilize him in one game and they don't use him in another game. And this, they better use him. They better use him in this game, or the people are going to be with the pitchforks. I'm telling you already right now, because he gives you that other element, that this team really needs, especially if you're trying to give some snaps or rest Ezekiel Elliott, he comes in good. I'd rather use Pollard in some of these plays than giving them to Tavon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Let me give a few shout-outs here, big dog. Ryan Humphrey, once again, I appreciate you. Studwood Cowboy. Mama T, I see you in there. Manuel Coriana, what's up? What's going on? My boo thing is in there. How you doing? TA was good with you. Let me see who else was going down through there because there was so many names. Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, that was the real one, I'm sorry if I was talking about you. I apologize. Elijah Boy, what's up? Good. What's up? I can't even get it out right now. Philly Cowboys 76, Meticulous Cowboys 86. I love y'all. Appreciate everybody. Mama T says she's watching me on the big screen. Hey, then I made it. If I'm watching you watch me on the big screen, I feel like I made it. So I appreciate anybody who's watching me on the big screen. Thank you very much. But like you said, Tony Pollard, he got to get the ball, man, for real. Because, and you know what? This is what I've noticed. See, when we play these bummy teams, Cowboy Joe, I see Tony Pollard all in the game. I see Tony Pollard left, right. Tony Pollard right, Tony Pollard screen. But then when I see who else play these tough teams, Minnesota Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay Packers, New Orleans Saints, I don't see him get snaps. Is that when you think Garrett is taking over? Like, hey, we need to roll with our horses. We need to get out of this game and just win this game. So we need to see a lot of Ezekiel Elliott. Do you think that's what's the hindrance, and you don't think it's Kellen Moore saying? Because this was your pet cat. This one you won the draft. Why would you not play him in these big games?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. They get conservative, and that conservative crap is Jason Garrett for whatever reason. I mean, when he was with Wade Phillips, they opened it up. T.O. I had all this prolific offense. Now when he's head coach, he dialed everything back in, and it hasn't changed. The offense is the same predictable crap. I do like some of the stuff that Kellen Moore has done, but I still do believe that at the end of the day, Jason Garrett has some sort of say in these play calls. I don't think he's completely hands off. You know, I don't think anybody should believe that. You know,
we shouldn't believe it, because if we see other NFL coaches that will jump right in and take over the play calling, why in the heck do we think that Jason Garrett is just going to let Kellen Moore, who is a rookie, and he's going to probably think it in his brain, this is a rookie coordinator. We're not going to do that in this game, Kellen, because you're a rookie. Maybe you haven't seen this. I have been through this before. This is what we're going to go with. Why could we see Jason Garrett saying that?
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's with the good teams they don't utilize him. Why is it? I mean, it's the conservative stuff. You know, I don't know if they don't trust him. I do. I want to see more of him.
Right. I mean, because you have the number one offense, and it's not like you had the number one offense 1 week. It's been like almost daggering a whole year we had the number one offense, and you could still use more. And I think, like you said, I think that's Jason Garrett, because I believe Kellen Moore will want to see some more Blake Jarwin in there. I think that's Jason Garrett, because they boys. They boys, him and they boys, man. They friends. So why wouldn't he come back and just and be able to play these snaps? I don't be trying to hate on Witten, dog. But come on, man. When we need to stress this field, Dak needs to be able to utilize his tight end. Yes, Jason Witten can catch them 5-yarders, but how many times are we getting 5 yards? I mean, they showed the stat. He had 7 targets. He caught 5 catches for 38 yards against the Lions. Yeah, Blake Jarwin with 2 catches, 2 targets for 38 yards. And you see how quick he can get up on the defense. He's not fast, but he plays fast on the field.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I want to see more Blake Jarwin. You know, that play call, you know, that they did for him to convert that third down, that was huge.
Oh my God, that was huge, and it was beautiful. And it was just like, why don't we see more of this? If we could we saw toward the end of the year, before they were even given the ball, I think it was like the first 10 games he had like 7, 8 catches last year. And then he went on that run. We saw that run that he went on, and he was like, okay, this is what we've been waiting for our tight end position. And then it's almost like you could have drafted another tight end, or you could have kept that one cat. I like that Lucas kid that we had. I was like, why did we get rid of him? That was another pass-catching tight end that you could help spread the field. I'm not sold on Dalton Schultz. I'm sorry. You're just one of those lumbersome tight ends that we just keeping on the roster. No, I want an explosive tight end. We need to have some. You got Amari Cooper, right? You got a Michael Gallup who's been fierce, and I want your opinion on both sides. You got Randall Cobb who stepped up the last 2 weeks. Why don't you have a dynamic tight end like a Blake Jarwin or someone else that you can continue to make better? Oh, my gosh, you know how much better this offense would be if we could really expose that tight end position for us, dog?
Yeah, it could be even more lethal than what it is. You know, an unstoppable aerial attack, pretty much. As long as your pass protection can hold up. I mean, Dak Prescott, he's playing at another level as well. You know, I don't know. who knows what goes through these minds of these coaches sometimes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in their brain, but they gotta let it click. Now, let me ask you. Now, the Patriots for on defense. Now, what do you think? Do you think this is a game? Now, I've been kind of wavering. I said, when I first said a couple weeks ago, dog. I said, we're gonna win this game, and then I thought, Dak Prescott had one of them signature type games. But now I'm like, that's Bill Belichick, man. Let me just calm down. Let me come back to life. How many quarterbacks he's done frustrated in his career, and Dak Prescott has not seen anything that what Bill Belichick is going to throw at him. So now I scale back a little bit. Like, I don't know if he might have the greatest game, but we come out with a win. What do you think about Dak Prescott in this game, the receivers? Do you think this will be an explosive game for the Cowboys, or do you think it'll be one of them games where Bill Belichick is going to have us on lockdown?
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking it is because Bill Belichick, he wants to shut down your main weapon. Your main weapon right now is Dak Prescott's arm. All right, how do you stop that? You stop the receivers from catching the ball, different coverages, double teams, blitzes to keep Dak, off balance. Um, I mean, that's what he's gonna do. And that's why I feel it's so important that if Ezekiel Elliott can get back on track here and give us some boost to keep that defense off balance.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. If we're being honest, they're a little bit one dimensional right now. It's pass, pass, pass. You can't stop or pass. Zeke and these guys. Well, Ezekiel Elliott, is almost an afterthought right now. I want to see him come in here and do some things for us to keep that defense, on their heels.
He's going to have a big game. He's going to have to.
Zeke's got to have a good game for us.
He's got
If
to have
Zeke's a complete zero factor, we'll be in trouble.
We're not going to win. I feel like
Yeah.
if Zeke doesn't have any kind of a decent game, we're not going to win this game. I know Dak Prescott is having an all-world year, but we have to have Ezekiel Elliott has to be a key in that game. We have to be able to run that ball. We have to be able to blow these guys off the ball. We have to be able to be physical. If we're having that game where those guys are penetrating, shooting the gaps, and getting Ezekiel Elliott before he can even turn the corner or even turn upfield, that's just going to be a bad game for us. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to be a long, long game where if we have to sit back and worry about Dak throwing 40 sometimes in the game, me and my guy Skywalker still were talking about that. It's okay every now and then, but we don't want to have it to where Dak Prescott every game is throwing 46 times a game. That's just that's not a formula to winning. There's bound to going to be mistakes. There's bad things going to happen. And Bill Belichick, as you said, he's going to take away the strength. And when I'm listening to his press conferences and when I'm listening to him, he's talking very glowingly of Dak. And when somebody's doing that, that's what he's telling me is I'm about to shut him down.
Yeah.
That's what
he's watching him. He's watching him with his binoculars.
That's what he's telling me, that I'm about to shut him down. So y'all gonna have to go somewhere else. We're gonna have to see what Zeke gonna do, but Dak Prescott ain't gonna do nothing this game. I'm not gonna allow him to get off with Amari, Michael Gallup. I'm gonna come at in all angles, zero coverage, amoeba type defense where they're all standing up. Where I'm gonna show him all kind of different looks. I think he's gonna try to confuse the hell out of Dak Prescott, throw the kitchen sink as far as these coverage things that he hasn't seen before. So I think that's why Dak may have that uneven type game. So let me give you, before we, kind of wrap this up here in a minute, give me some of your keys for our offense. What are our keys to attacking their defense? What do you think we really need to do on the whole offensive end, whether it's passing, running, whatever?
I think it's a cliche thing to say, but I think in this game you do have to have balance. You gotta have a good running game to open up the passing game. You gotta have good protection. You can't have penalties if the down and distance is long. It's hard for us to convert those long down and distances. So they gotta play a clean game. No stupid offensive holdings, penalties like that. Just dumb penalties. 12-man in the huddle. Illegal formation. They can't do none of that stupid stuff. This has to be a clean game.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they got to do. And like we said, that a lot of these games they've shot themselves in the foot, and they can't get out of their own way. And that's true. And if they play cleaner games, that they have a better chance of winning a lot of these games that we've lost.
Right. What do you think about? Do you think a Gallup gets off this game? Do you think he makes a difference? Cobb, any of those guys? Do you think who's somebody that if Dak Prescott, we know Amari, but who do you think might be a guy that nobody's kind of talking about might have that really good game?
Oh man, it might have to be Cobb. It might have to be Cobb, or maybe your tight end, maybe Blake Jarwin. Somebody's gonna have to step up to open up because they're gonna do everything they can to stop that passing game. I guarantee you, I could bet $1 billion if I had it that's what they're gonna do. Their game plan is gonna be stop Dak Prescott. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
And the narrative has always been no, they're going to put 8 men in the box to stop Ezekiel Elliott, and that narrative has not really been true the last couple of years.
right?
It's been said,
Exactly.
it's been said, but it hasn't been really true when you look at the matchups, when you look at the tape. That's not what it's showing. Now you can morph things to where you're always going to be cognizant of Ezekiel Elliott. We know this, we understand this, but I think also too many times a lot of defenses even know our schemes and they understand our schemes. And we've seen defenses and even offenses saying they tip their hat, they tip their hand of what they're going to do, and that's why we can shoot the gaps and blow up these plays. So it's got to
Yeah.
be something where we can't be the same way every single time. That to me is just going to be the key. We have to switch this up. We cannot be stubborn on the offensive side or the defensive side of this ball. This game cannot be stubborn. If we see something that may not work, we gotta don't sit there and just abandon it quickly, but we have to make some kind of different kind of play calls to keep them off balance and not say, oh, they're coming back with this again. All right, well, we're gonna blitz the hell out of you because you're running the same damn play that you ran the last series. That's what I don't want to see, because I think that's when they get hard headed and staying where they are until it's too late. It's like when we can be explosive, we change and wait till it's too late. Don't wait till it's too late, because if you try to do it in this game, it's going to be a bad game for the Cowboys. They cannot do it, and they have to come in with the mindset of we're going to kick your butts. We have to come in with that mindset. Clean football. And
Yeah.
like you said, it's a cliche. You shouldn't have to say these same things every game. But it seems like we get in our own way, and this is a game where the Cowboys cannot get in their own way.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing the chess master with Bill Belichick, right? I mean, that's a proven thing. It's a fact. So, to offset that, you gotta be creative. You gotta play clean, and just cross your fingers and your toes, everybody.
Yeah, cross your fingers and your toes, and they got to get it. So let me give you a few more shout-outs. I got my guy, Jay Outlaw Perez. I didn't get to see you. Hey, ho, what's up with you, big dog? Law Nation jumped in here. Salutes to you, big dog. I appreciate you. I got Montana 808, Dallas Cowboys fan. What's up with you, dog? We talked. He's in the Columbus, Ohio area. Make sure you get out to that Linden game, big dog, because I'm going to be announcing those high school basketball games later on this year for Linden McKinley. So make sure you get out there, Meticulous Cowboy. We'll have a good time. Linden McKinley's going to have a good basketball team this year. And you know what I'm talking about. You're on that north side. So what's up with you? Also, let me see who else on here. I'm seeing some people in here. I'm going to get some of the comments in here. Ask some of us some questions before we get off here. I always want to start giving the people that are commenting. I always want to shout out and give y'all love. Appreciate all the comments and everybody that was in the group today. But please give us some questions right now, kind of what you want to ask us, and then we'll kind of answer that right quick. I like doing that toward the end. But shout outs to everybody that's also been in here. We appreciate y'all like no other. What else? What do you think about this special teams, man? Brett Maher. Just give me one word with Brett Maher.
I mean, that's all I gotta say. That's it, man.
I don't want this game.
It's just
Oh my gosh.
no, yeah, don't. I don't want this game to come down to a field goal.
No, we need to beat y'all by like 10 points. I do not want Brett Maher with 6 seconds left of the game trying a 38-yarder.
That'll be tragic, bro. That'll be tragic. Yeah, they'll
No.
freeze him and he'll miss it. It's you already know. It's yeah. I don't want to be in a close matchup where we have to rely on Maher. I mean, he'll make some of them, but he'll miss. he'll miss some too.
Dog,
So
and it's like, all right, my thing with Maher is I already know. I feel like you're always gonna make. I always felt like this with Rome. I felt like you're always gonna throw an interception, so get it out early. Throw the interception early in the game, so you can be done with it, and then you can be great toward the end and win the game.
right,
I feel like
yeah,
Maher, get your missed field goal out in the first quarter, get it out of the way. Miss that easy one, get it out of your system, and then boom, the next 3 or 4 if you got to. But miss that one early,
yeah.
dog, because I don't want to see you booming them and then look, everything on the line, and then and he made a 60-yarder just a second ago, and he missed a 27-yarder, and the Cowboys are going home with the loss. Dog, I'm gonna come find you,
Yeah.
Maher. I promise you, I'm gonna come find you, dog. If that happens in the game, dog, I'm jumping in my whip. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna GPS. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. I'm gonna call T-Mobile and see if we can get a locator on you, and I'm gonna get after you, dog. You feel me, dog? I better not.
Yeah.
I better not see none of that crap in this game, man. You know what I'm saying?
No.
All right, so let me.
Yeah.
Manuel Corey's got a question. He says, "Should we be concerned with the narrowing of the spine issue with LVE had coming out of college, and that is causing the issues now with him in the NFL?" What's your thoughts on that? Because they were saying that he was having that little bit of issue. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but just for the people, what do you kind of think about that?
It's, I mean, it's,
It's
kind
scary.
of just what we talked about when you say the word career ending. I mean, even if you're saying it's not, but you're saying it, it's, it raises alarms. It really does. So let's hope it's nothing. Let's hope it's just some sort of irritation, like they like to call everything around here, and it gets better with some rest. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just this is my 100% feeling about it. If you're asking me, I don't like it. I don't.
Yeah.
Anytime, like you said, when that's the alarming thing. That's the thing I'm not getting out of my head right now. Because first, when they were talking about the neck injury, it was like, oh, it was a little bit of soreness. Yeah, I've seen neck soreness and things of that nature. But you don't never hear anybody saying neck soreness going to career threatening. Okay,
Yeah.
you don't hear
Yeah.
that like from one day, one neck back soreness to we don't think it's career threatening. No, that's alarming to me, and I'm worried now. And I feel like if they're mentioning that type of thing, then they need to really start looking at people right now at the linebacker core at Gifford, or start looking at that. They may not be telling us, but that's not something that you just talk about normally in anything else. Anytime you talk about career threatening in any kind of sentence, I feel like that's what it is, and they're just kind of just softening the blow to you right now by just gracefully throwing it out there loosely to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's not, but I feel like when it's not, that's when it probably is. So I'm
And
not trying
and
to jump the gun, but that's not something you talk about, dog. Go ahead.
no, just those key words open up a can of worms because now even the Dallas media is going to be asking every single time now, what's the status on LVE? Is it surgery? And if you have surgery, are you out? Can you even come back? Is this a Moose Johnson situation?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't sound good. You can't mess with your neck. You that's just something you can't mess with.
No, you
So
can't. And I'll be honest with you, my son, I coached football for 15 years, and my son played football, and he was nice. I mean, really good. But you know what, Cowboys Joe, he played with reckless abandon, dog. He played reckless abandon. He was playing on the defensive side of the ball. And I'll be honest with you, he plays basketball now, and he had a couple of hits where he hit somebody where it was like, whoa, I don't like that. And he
mm,
had a net stinger, I think, when he was like 12. And from that point on, I just always kept my eyes on it, and I was like cool when he went to basketball more than football, because like you said, you cannot play with the neck, especially when you're playing on defense. Now I know when you're
no,
playing
yeah,
when you're playing on offense, you're always cognizant, but when you're playing on defense and you're playing linebacker and you're going in, I mean, you have to be physical. Like, how do you not be scared? Like, let's keep it all the way real, man. How are you
yeah.
not scared as a football player when you already have that? You know what's going on, and you have to make plays, and you have to hit people.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to stop somebody. I mean, it's physics really. It's two objects, colliding. There's gonna be, some explosive hits
Yeah.
in those situations. So, yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I don't know if we got any more questions. I'm checking everybody out. Some people we all banging out here. I see a few more people, but we're going to kind of wrap it up. I ain't going to keep you up all night, big dog. I appreciate you jumping on with me. I got to go to work in the morning. I don't know what you're doing, but they got me working in the morning, so I got to be up in the morning. So, hey, man, I appreciate you, big dog. Hey, let everybody know where they can find you. You've been in this game longer than me, been banging out, making it hot over there. Let everybody know where they can find you. Continue to support and salute you to you as well.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Big James. So it's I like coming on here with you. I think a lot of our philosophy
Yes.
are in line a lot of the times. Like we say, we see each other tweets, and there are a lot of things that we kind of like. Yeah, I know, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I like that dude.
But
He coming back on.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, you guys hit me up on YouTube. Just look up Cowboys blog. Hit me up, give me a subscription, or hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, Cowboys blog, and then I'll try to give you a follow back. And hit me up in the DMs. We can talk some Cowboys football or whatever is on your mind.
Yes, and follow him on Twitter too, because like I said, when we be doing the games, I feel like you be in my brain, and when soon as you be tweeting something, I'll be like, man, daggone, he beat my tweet, because I was damn sure was about to say that right there.
I know what you mean.
I be saying like, oh man, he come back on here because he reading my brain on these tweets. You feel me? But hey man, I appreciate you, big dog. I appreciate you taking your time out for me. Always good talking with you, talking good Cowboys football. We're gonna do it again. I feel like we forged a nice little relationship, so we definitely gonna keep on banging it, on the YouTube or wherever we do. So let's hopefully have a good game. Let's come out with this W. And hopefully the next time we talk and when we tweeting back and forth, we talking about victory and how, they stepped up. You know what we were talking about they needed to do, they did. That's what we want to talk about. We don't want to talk about me getting in your DMs like, dog, this is the same old Cowboys.
yeah, exactly. That's facts. That's stone cold truth, baby.
You feel me?
You already know. Yeah.
So, hey, we appreciate everybody jumped in. We appreciate for all the donations today. They were off the hook, off the chain. I love everybody for the donations. And remember, continue to support because we can't grow. Cowboys Joe, myself, all of us out here on this ground, we can't grow without y'all. So we appreciate all the support, the comments, the likes, everything that you guys bring to the table as well as we do. And I thank you for it. So shout outs to you from Silver and Blue Nation, Cowboys Joe. Let's get this Cowboys victory this Sunday, and let's shut up the world and keep these fools quiet, and let's get in these playoffs, and let's try to make something happen, all right? All right, so
yes,
love y'all. We'll be talking to you soon. Peace out, Silver and Blue Nation.
Peace.